Two cars with similar body type foster similar ambitions to capture the entry-level SUV market. I have two latest entrants, the Skoda Kylaq and the Mahindra XUV3XO. How do these cars stack up against each other and where should you be putting your money? Let's find out in today's video. For the matter of comparison, we have the top-loaded spec of both the cars, but if you look at the price chart, well, they go up the ladder almost at similar price point. But at the higher end, where you get ADAS features and electronic parking brake, the XUV will cost you almost 2 lakh over the Kylaq. In terms of design, Kylaq can be considered a baby Kylaq, more proportionate in design. I like the curves and arches on the Kylaq. There's this blacked out grille and this color complexion with 17-inch alloy wheels look really nice. The only odd design element, if there has to be one, has to be the tail lamp design on the Skoda. It's too small for my liking. But on the other end, the Mahindra is pretty different. It's a Gen Z of cars. It has got design elements which stand out. The grille, I haven't seen something like that in a long time. It stands out, sticks out. But then where Mahindra gets more marks is the overall dimension. It has got better ground clearance. Overall width and height of the car is more, which means on the road this will feel more dominating. Both the cars, top models, ride on 17-inch wheels, but then in terms of size, the Mahindra gets a few extra points. Both 3XO and Kylaq are new age cars. Hence, if you're looking for features, Mahindra and Skoda will pamper you a lot. You get 10-inch display here. The Mahindra gets slightly bigger, 10.25 inch. Both the cars get fully digital driver's display, auto dimming IRBM, wireless charging. Sunroof, however, the XUV gets panoramic. This one is a smaller sunroof, but the fit and finish on the Skoda is really premium. It has got multiple layers and I like this olive touch on this panel. There is levels of plastic used, but overall there's a sense of premiumness that you can associate with Skoda. Couple of features that are kind of exclusive to the Kylaq are these front seats, which are electrically adjustable and also get ventilation feature. That's a no-brainer in our Indian summers when it can get really sweaty. Also, the seats are leatherette, black finished. On the XUV, you get light colored interiors, which means it's really difficult to maintain them from getting soiled. 3XO misses out on seat ventilation but makes it up with dual zone climate control. 360-degree camera, an extremely handy feature for cities, is also exclusive to 3XO. I also like the sky view through the panoramic sunroof of 3XO, which is a missing feature in Kylaq. Now again, thanks to these light colored fabric, it's also the XUV which is more airier, feels more roomier. What supports the cause is the best in segment wheelbase, 2600 mm of wheelbase, and I can move around my leg. Even if you are 6 foot or above, I don't think there'll be any issue if you are spending long hours here. However, very tall individuals might have a little bit of a problem with the head space. Also, this is the widest cabin in the segment, which means if you're fitting 3 people in the second row, this one would be the comfiest among a lot of SUVs in this segment. However, this one has been derived from a bigger car, the SsangYong Trivoli, which means it's an abruptly chopped off rear. It's little sore to the eyes, but also boot space is remarkably lesser than the Kylaq, which has in fact the biggest boot space in this segment. For me, Kylaq is for the ones who are having small family of 3 or 4. Both the cars have similar features like dedicated rear AC vents, USB charging and armrest with adjustable headrests. The Kylaq, as you know, is only available in a single petrol engine option, 1 litre 3-cylinder TSI petrol engine, which makes 115 horsepower, 178 Newton meters of peak torque. You get 2 transmission options, a manual and a 6-speed torque converter. Well, the performance is genuinely engaging. It is the bottom end torque in Kylaq that will disappoint you a bit. Too much of gear shifting has to happen in stop-go traffic to get to the mid-range and then the top-end performance to extract that much of fun factor if you want to have with this car. Because make no mistake, the MQB A0iN platform on the Kylaq and now the Kylaq are really fun to drive. They can handle a lot of performance when you throw them around the corner. So maybe outright acceleration I will give it to XUV3XO, but it is the Kylaq which makes a strong case of handling when you push it around the corners. It's also the Kylaq which feels a little bit more softer when it goes through bad roads and undulation at low speeds. But as you gain speed, I think the Mahindra has a stronger case when it's on the highways. It feels more planted at triple digit speeds. In terms of braking, the Kylaq has got front disc rear drum. On the other hand, Mahindra is among the few cars in the segment which come with all disc brakes, and the biting in the 3XO is quite sharp. Both the cars have 6 airbags as standard, reverse parking sensors as standard from base variant, electronic stability control is also standard. And both the cars have attained 5-star Bharat NCAP crash test rating. Thankfully with Mahindra you don't have dearth of choices. 3 engine options. I am driving the more powerful of the 2 petrol engines. It's a direct injection 1.2 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine, and this one makes 131 horsepower and 230 Newton meters of peak torque. Again, it gets the same amount of combination in terms of gearboxes. It has 6-speed manual and a 6-speed torque converter, as you would see in the Kylaq as well. While Kylaq has paddle shifters to play with, this one misses out on paddle shifters, but then Mahindra has offered 3 drive modes with the 3XO turbo petrol, zip, zap, zoom, and for all practical purposes I find zap to be adequately fun to drive. In fact, the low end torque which is missing in Kylaq, you get to experience that in Mahindra, and you have good build up of torque across the rev range all the way from 1500 RPM. Top end, both the cars become a bit noisy inside the cabin. For me, the Kylaq is a little too disturbing than the XUV3XO. The 3XO is more powerful in the spec sheet and it reflects on the driving wheel as well. A gentle dab at the throttle and this car takes off with a lot of urgency. I kind of like the torque rush this car has, and throughout the rev range you get performance from the 3XO's engine. Handling wise, Kylaq is really fun. If you throw it around corners, it holds its line. The Mahindra is also powerful. It has got better ride quality. It goes over bad roads with more confidence, but around the corners you do feel a lot of body roll, and these seats on the 3XO, I just wished for more side support. These lateral supports could have been much better, and especially if I want to drive it faster around corners, I feel tossed around and good amount of body roll. Along with a robust ride, what also helps the 3XO is the good ground clearance. It measures over 200 millimeters, almost 15 millimeters more than that in the Kylaq, and on days you really want to go through really bad roads and over tall undulations, the 3XO has got your back. In terms of safety features, both the cars are evenly packed, but if you want to pay extra, 3XO will provide you more. It's among the few cars in the segment which gets ADAS functionalities. It also gets front parking sensors, electronic parking brake, but that comes at a premium. But lastly, at the driving seat, I feel the 3XO is more commanding. The view from the driving seat feels even more solid than that you experience in the Kylaq. It is the baby Kylaq that looks more pleasing to the eyes and more proportionate in design, but you have to give it to Mahindra for the bold looks of the XUV3XO, bigger footprint, and packing it to the gills in terms of features. Well, the Skoda claws back its feet with fun to drive factor, but again, with more engine options and quicker off-the-line acceleration, the 3XO might just edge ahead in terms of performance. Well, it's a tie for me. Personally speaking, my inclination is more towards the Skoda. What are your thoughts? I would love to know in the comments box below.